Hello, creatives. Thank you for dropping by. This is our afternoon edition. Um, so before we get started, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with people who you think can get something out of these videos. I really appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow. Today's thought is an interesting one. You might have heard that comment before. You can't edit a blank page. It comes from one of Mark Twain's old sayings is the best way to getting ahead is getting started. So I kind of wanted to dovetail the two ideas together. So one of the things as a writer that I do is editing, and in order to edit anything, first it has to be written. And so this thought that you can't edit a blank page is a much deeper thought. It means that you've got to get things done. Hello, Jennifer. Um, you've got to get things done. In order to edit a story or an article or whatever it is you're working on, you have to write it first. And the best way to get ahead is to get started. And a lot of times, this is what happens to us. We have these great ideas. We're gung ho. We're ready to go. We're ready to start. We're ready to get all this stuff done. But we get everything prepared. Everything's ready, but we're lacking one step. That one step is the actual getting started. And for a lot of people, it's hard to take that step. There's a lot of stuff involved. Um, it's different for every person has their own reason why they don't get started. But for a lot of us, it's fear. It could be fear of commitment, fear of success, which is an interesting one. But you have to get started. If you want to get ahead in anything, you got to get started. You want to build a building before you can go up. You got to build the foundation. You got to put the foundation down that you can put on top, and then build upwards, right? But we seem to lack that step for some reason. I don't know why. This happens a lot. And I mean, even in my own life, I wanted to write a book. I wanted to write a book for the longest time, and I would just talk about it, and I would research it. Oh, would I research? I was an expert researcher, and I would put things off till later, and I would put things off till tomorrow, and put things up to next week, and put things up next month. And before you know it, it's next year, and I still haven't gotten to the actual writing part of writing the story. I have all the research, the ideas in my head, and the only thing that I'm missing is sitting down and actually starting. Because it's not going to be perfect when you start, right? It's not going to be perfect. Whatever you take on, once you start, once you begin, things will change. Things will evolve. Things will, you know, they'll go into different directions. But you won't know that unless you start. You have to begin. You got to get in there. You can't edit a blank page. If I give my editor a manuscript filled with blank pages, all I'm going to get is a lot of nothing, because all I gave was a lot of nothing. So if you want to get ahead in life, you got to get started. You have to get started. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate the kind words. You want to get started. You really want, and that's some amazing company you put me in. But you have to get started, right? You have to make you got to take that leap. You got to make that effort. You got to go forward and do it. I know it's not easy. Whether it's what I do, which is a creative expression through writing, you might do it through art, dance, music, whatever your creative expression. Even in life, you want to start a business. That's really hard. For a lot of people, that's daunting and they never, ever are going to attempt it. But some really deep inside really want to have that business, want to have something they can call their own, want to say, I want to bring this to the world. And they research how to start a business, and they get all the paperwork needed. But the one thing that they don't do is launch. They don't take that last step to actually create the business. And that's hard, but that's the only way the business is going to exist. You got to get out there. You got to put yourself out there. You got to do it. So take this thought with you for the remaining of the day. You cannot edit a blank page. It just doesn't work. The words have got to be there in order for the editing to happen, which means that you've got to sit down And whether it's pen and paper, type it, whatever the case may be, maybe dictate it, whatever it may be, but you got to write. You got to get the words out there. You got to get the art on the canvas. You got to create the program. You got to create the business. You got to design the building, whatever the case may be, but you've got to take that action or it's not going to happen. So take this out with you because it's really important because some of us are so stuck in the idea phase. Don't let yourself get stuck in the idea phase. Time just passes, and before you know it, the windows start to close. The windows of opportunity start to close because you waited too long. Don't wait too long. You can't edit a blank page. Get out there. Go do it. You can do it. I know you can. And above all, be uncommon. Have a fantastic day. Take care.